Who really does want to have a great Christmas? Can you do it without changing your behavior? All right, so there's 4 behaviors that we have to change. 4 behaviors we have to change. Write down A, B, C, D. Our ability to prospect daily is A. B, our ability to be great at lead follow-up. Our ability to be great at lead follow-up, B. C, our ability to pre-qualify 100%. And D, becoming a masterful presenter. Becoming a masterful presenter. So here's Mike Ferry's goal for all of you. You guys ready? Come on. All right. For every 10 presentations you go on between now and Christmas time, you take 8 listings. That's my goal for all of you. For every 10, you take 8. So if your goal is to take 20 listings, we know how many presentations you have to make. If your goal is to take 50 listings, we know how many presentations you have to make. Because see, I actually believe that you can be so good at prospecting that everybody that you prospect to will actually buy into the fact you're the greatest listing agent. I believe you can be so good at your lead follow-up that everybody you're calling will want to give you an appointment. I believe that you're going to be so good at pre-qualifying that every person you talk to is going to be open and honest with you and give you all the facts and figures. But I also believe more than anything else, that there isn't one person in this room that cannot go from here to here in elevating their ability to present. Because when it's all said and done, the versatility, the ability to adapt is what's going to make you a great presenter. Does that make sense, yes or no? Yes. All right, so I wrote the following. We'll start with the listing presentation, and let's consider writing down and doing all of the following. So I've got a long list of things to help you become a masterful presenter. Here is point number 1 on becoming a masterful, exciting, dynamic, enthusiastic, incredible listing agent. Here's point number 1. Remember that first impressions are critical and make or break the deal. First impressions are critical and can make or break the deal. Guys and gals, I'm not talking about a little bit critical, I'm talking about a lot critical. And you've heard me say this before, and I think it's time to start doing something about it. Take your damn picture off your business card. They're awful. They're terrible. Because you know what you're doing. For the ladies, you go to these places where you can get all made up and look gorgeous. But in real life, that's not who you are. And then you send out all this promotional crap and they look and they go, wow. And then you show up and the husband says to the wife, my God, they sent out the older ugly sister. Because what I want you to think about is what do they see when they open that door? It's 7 o'clock, you're there for your appointment, knock, 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 they open the door and they go, shit. Is this the person you've been talking to, Martha, for the last week? So here's what I wrote down. You have to understand the clothes you wear, how well you're groomed, whether your shoes are shined, the smile on your face, the strength of your handshake are all the first impression. And guys and gals, you'll remember what I sent to all of you last week. Everybody come to the retreat looking their best. And I have to tell you, and I mean this sincerely, this is the best looking retreat audience we've ever had. Ever. Okay? You guys and gals look great. During this tour that I did, I feel so sorry for some of these brokers. These agents would show up in flip-flops and shorts and t-shirts. We had one girl show up at one of the presentations in a halter top, and she had nothing to hold up the halter. When your halter top is on your knees, it's not a good sign, okay? I had one guy, he's here, I won't point you out. Is it okay if I just wear jeans every day? I said, absolutely, if you don't want to get any referrals. Watch. Is first impressions important? Yes. Do we have a lot of first impressions taking place in this room? Yes. See, as you walk by each other, because I asked all of you, bring 100 business cards and exchange 100 cards with 100 people that you don't know. And one young lady right up here this morning, at about 10 minutes to 10, walked up and said, I've already got about 50 exchanged. I went, good for you. Because see, there is a mountain full of business to be done in this room, and they're going to do it with the ones that create the best first impression. What kind of an impression are you creating? Think about it very carefully. Point number 2. Sabrina, how are we doing back there on those 2 chairs? They're coming today, good. Point number 2, a great listing presentation requires asking a lot of great questions. A great listing presentation requires asking a lot of questions, comma. Now watch, it's behind the comma that makes all the difference to you and I in this world. A great presentation requires asking a lot of questions, comma, not telling people what you think. Not telling people what you think. Because 90% of the agents talk, yak. And let me tell you something, guys and gals. When you're sitting on a listing presentation and you've been talking away for 20, 30 minutes, and then you see the seller kind of doing one of these. You know you're talking too much, right or wrong. Now watch this. People say to me all the time, why do you make them say yes, and why do you make them yell and raise their hands, and why do you make them do all these things? I'm trying to keep them awake. Do you know how hard it is to sit out there all day long every day? I mean, if you had to sit like this, 8 hours a day and never move, you'd be taking a nap in front of me. I do everything humanly possible to get you involved, right or wrong? And I ask you a lot of what? And then I don't like it and you don't respond, do I? So I make you respond, correct? Yes. Say yes. Yes. And what's fun is to watch some of you fight responding. Because some of you are like this. He can't make me respond. I'm not going to. I don't have to. The guy in the bow tie is an example right there. Okay? I just smiled for the first time. Point number 3. Now watch this. Asking questions allows you to control the presentation. Asking questions allows you to control the presentation. See, you and I know that a great sales presentation means that somebody is in charge, somebody's in control, somebody's leading the people from point A to point B. Now watch carefully. Is it easier to lead somebody by pushing them or asking them to move forward? Come on, say it. All right, in selling, if I'm asking them to move forward with me towards the destination of signing a contract, it's better than having to push them towards that result. So how do I maintain control? I ask a lot of what? So what I want you to write down is the following. Why is asking questions so hard for me? That's what I want you to write down. Why is asking questions so hard for me? Because the truth is, for most people, now watch this, for the very highly amiable person, for the highly analytical person, for the highly expressive person, asking questions is a challenge. Now, let's play a little game here, and I want you to be honest. You know and I know the analytical person loves facts and figures. They love details. How many of you, based on your personality, are analytical in your personality style? Raise your hands real high. Real high, real high, real high. Okay, so a bunch of you are lying because you are and you don't know it, okay? The driver personality just wants to get things done. How many would be driver personalities? A lot of you are lying, okay? The expressive is so excited all the time and can't wait to tell you what to do and how to do it, and this is such a great life. How many of you are expressive in your personality? Let's see where you are. Good. Okay. How appropriate, okay? And then, of course, the amiable personality who has this wonderful, deep concern for people and how they live and their life. They're very concerned. Amiable personalities, raise your hands. Okay? Now here's what's sad. Only half of you raised your hand for one of the four, which is a great display of a lack of versatility, because you couldn't adapt to responding. Now watch this. By going through that exercise, was I trying to get control of this audience, yes or no? Yes. Say yes. Yes. Did I just do it again? Yes. How did I do it? By asking a question. Now could I do that by just telling you? Say no. Why? Because if I'm telling you, I don't know how you're thinking about what I've said. But by asking you, I know your physical and your verbal response to what I said. So therefore, the great salesperson is going to masterfully ask a lot of questions during the presentation. Then I wrote down point number 4. Point number 4. A listing presentation is a performance. A listing presentation is a performance. Comma, it's showtime. It's showtime. See, think of a great actor or a great actress performing. Now think about that. It's showtime. No matter how they feel, no matter what's going on in their life, what's happened a half an hour before, when they show up at 7 o'clock, it's showtime. Period. Anytime you go to perform, do you have to change your behavior? Yes. Is a listing presentation a performance? Yes. Therefore, do I have to change my behavior? Yes. If I don't change my behavior, do I get the same results as if I change my behavior? No. How about this? If I change my behavior often enough, do I develop a new behavior? Yes. How many need a new behavior? Try changing your behavior.